Hello.
Evening,
Good
people.
morning, Vietnam.
Hello.
Hello, world.
Variety of introductions from a variety of people.
How are things happening?
Friday.
It is Friday.
It is Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. I'm enjoying this Friday.
Me too.
Yeah. Feeling good. Feeling good.
Good Friday.
It's
Yes.
not, though.
It's
Not that
what?
one.
Not
But,
that
no.
one. No. It was
Not
good, though.
Friday? It is Friday.
It is
right?
always good on Friday. You know, even for that brief moment in time where I didn't have 10 jobs and we had the store, Michael and I, like, Friday didn't really mean anything because we were always working, right?
Right.
Yeah, we
But-
had Saturday to look forward to.
Right. But it was definitely still an energy. You know, people
Oh,
were coming
yeah.
in with Friday energy and stuff, but it just wasn't, Friday didn't.
But
you
not
know,
this Friday.
Well, and then kind of like, you know, like if people work non-traditional jobs and my Friday is like a Wednesday, you know, you've had those job service industry and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
And just to take it to another level, there's since we've been talking about Primus this evening for some reason, there is a lyric from Primus about when you're unemployed, every day is a weekend.
Yeah.
Or when you don't have a
Technically
job,
true.
every day is a weekend or something like that. I can't remember
Certainly,
the exact thing, but that was kind of the
a style of living, you know,
Mhm. Oh, it
way
is.
of looking around at that.
Mhm.
I like that.
So how's everybody?
Start
How
with
are
you,
you?
Michael.
We're all right. You're all
Yeah,
right. You know,
start with you, Michael.
Well, it's been a week. Not much excitement. That's about the start and end of that.
Okay, how do you feel?
Mediocre.
Okay.
Health wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, mediocre.
Oh.
Oh. Are you breathing okay?
I think so.
Okay, good. You look like
If you
it.
ask a medical professional, they may disagree.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my husband.
Well, it's just, you know, it's par for the course for me, you know, day in, day out. And then I go to some medical appointment, let's say for an ingrown toenail or something. The doc just hears me breathing a bit, and that totally changes the appointment. And I'm like, I'm sorry, doctor, but my chief complaint was the toenail.
You're like, take a deep breath. And he's like, got the stethoscope on and he's listening. He's like, oh, Jesus, Lord.
Check again, Mr. Clark. You're sure you're breathing? Yes.
Like, buddy, are those lungs or are those sacks of concrete? Oh, my goodness. Jody, how about you? What,
hold on, I got me.
oh,
Well,
Michael,
I'll
were you going to
finish
say
then.
something? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that it did take forever, but I finally got somewhat taste back. Not everything tastes like baseball glove anymore.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and
Okay.
it wasn't COVID that you had; it was the flu.
Yeah. yeah, and I still don't have really a sense of smell, but that could be a blessing in itself.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and my lungs don't actually feel like they're full of wet cement.
I still have to smell you.
Right, but I'm saying no, it's the ability to smell, not that I do smell.
He can smell. So now that you can smell, can you smell yourself? And you're like, God damn.
Well, to be fair, it's a guy thing, and he is a
No, I
size
know.
14 foot, which means size
Yes.
14 of stinky man foot,
Uh-huh.
and
Times two.
times two. And I remember when we were first starting to date, I had one boyfriend
Who
before
was a pretty
Michael,
boy?
who was a pretty boy,
Yes.
and so I had never been courted by a man. And men smell. Those feet smelled. And I was like, what do I do?
Well, I was also a server at a nightclub, so I was on my feet all night, running and
okay,
racing
yeah.
around.
Yep.
And
No,
I
I
come
getcha.
home, and then to finish the story, Jody,
Uh,
the discovery we made with the laundry.
so his feet were really smelling worse than usual. And we kind of were just like, Michael's like, well, what have you been using that, for laundry and stuff? And I'm like, this. And I hold up.
No, that's not how that went down.
Oh, wait, you tell it then.
You were asleep, and
Okay.
I was doing laundry, so I
Okay,
woke
that's
you
right.
up to ask, "Where's the detergent?" And it's right there. It's the
That's
blue
right.
stuff,
That's right.
or the blue bottle
The blue bottle.
of detergent.
The blue.
Okay.
And I bring it to her and showed her, this, Jody? Yeah, this. This is fabric softener.
Not laundry detergent.
Oh.
She had been doing the laundry with fabric softener for detergent for
6 months? I don't know.
who knows?
Since the bottle ran out?
Which kind of explained why my clothes are a little more itchy than I remember them being before, and probably not as clean.
You know, this is not the first time that I poisoned you, nor is it the first time that I have tried to destroy you with a change in your.
Yeah.
I've given this man rashes.
That wasn't
on
the
his
last
body.
time either.
Nope. I think I poisoned him 3 times so far.
Oh my Lord.
I think so.
And she could probably argue in court inadvertently, but you know, there's enough times in a row. It's like it's a spree.
Whoops. Costco has some
honestly, I
recall
didn't mean it.
of salmonella peanut butter crackers, and I forget to tell my husband. Yeah.
Hey, these
Yeah.
are recalled, but there's the expiration date's still good.
Yeah. I'm not going to waste good food for salmonella.
What's a little salmonella between friends?
I mean, it's
anyway?
treatable.
You know, when they say listeria, I think of Listerine, which it makes me think of clean, and I get confused. So this like whole Boar's Head factory shut down because they got nasty stuff.
Mhm.
I'm like, but there's Listerine. We're fine.
You're not supposed to ingest the Listerine either way.
No, and it's not Listerine, it's Listeria, and I don't know what that is.
You don't want to ingest that either.
I don't think it's good.
No. I've decided tonight I need a backdrop, so I'm going to get something.
Are you feeling a little boring compared to our explosions?
You want to borrow one of my Cyclops?
No, it's
No,
fine
he
tonight.
can take care of himself, Michael.
I got it.
All
We'll
right.
get on it. We get it. We'll get it.
All right. Well, because
Maybe
I also
go
have
into
Beast.
school teacher mode on
Beast.
you. Can I have like a
Yeah.
Hello Kitty at the beach?
I gotta.
one?
Yeah, you can get whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's covering it up right now, but next to Beast is Colossus, if you want to use that.
No, I'll find something.
Hmm.
Find something. Maybe, yeah, we'll find something. I don't know what yet. I'll get it.
But anyway, check it out. I got 63 and 97 Cyclops.
Now, why did
What?
you do those and not do other things?
Like Wolverine or something?
No, like fix a light bulb or with the lights.
Did you have a broken light somewhere?
Well, yeah, we got lights that we need to replace.
Where?
Right above our heads.
No, we're good.
I should tell my husband.
But so in Michael's defense, he did do this. Hang on a second. So we do have this. When I pulled up today, I had to catch some of this. So we've got the scrolling banner out
I
front
like
there. You know, and it looks very nice. It's
Thank
good.
you. Yes, it does.
It's
Yeah.
informative.
It very much is. There is some information on here. So this is the kind of the, rethink
General.
home. You've got the
Oh,
okay, we got Carmine Falcone with Rethink Action News
hey, you thought of that fast.
is on assignment.
Currently away on assignment.
Oops, sorry. Yeah. So then we have is it too dark? We have lamps. I mean, I love these.
Does your dinner fall to the floor when you try to eat? We have tables for that. Are you tired of offering your guests a seat on the floor? Step inside and test drive our sofas. What sofa? Oh, do we have any sofa? No, noon till 5, people.
We have sofa. There's a sofa out there.
There's a sofa. Okay.
Okay, and then finally the one that I pulled up to, and I waited to record this.
Okay. Did you know that there are more hydrogen?
Okay, not this one, but keep
atoms.
going. Go ahead.
Okay. In
I'll let you know
one
when it gets there.
molecule of water than there are stars in the solar system.
Okay, so so explain this one, Michael.
How many hydrogen atoms are in one molecule of water?
2.
How many stars are in the solar system?
None.
Wrong.
1.
One.
Oh, 1, because the sun is a star.
Yes. So there are more hydrogen atoms in one molecule of water than there are stars in the solar system.
Nerds.
You still
I got it.
Okay.
No, I got it. I wondered how long it would take people to get it. Okay.
I was never going to
all
be
right,
getting it.
here's the one that I showed up to today.
Fact. Everyone involved with opening King Tut's tomb are all deceased. Some say it is a curse. Inquire within for more info.
So what happens if
I'm working?
What happens if Jody or Kay is here?
Yeah.
And you
send me up to
come
fail.
in and they're like, tell us about King Tut.
Yeah.
Well, what do they? What do you? What?
What more info do you want?
Yeah. What do you need to know?
Well, like how come they're all dead?
Well, I'll tell you, we had some problems when we had the old A&W sign up on our old store.
Yeah.
People kept coming in asking if we had
try and
drinks
get
or
A&W
food.
beer.
Well, so we had the privilege of being the guardians for half a second of this ginormous A&W root beer sign. And it had been the one
that later made the news.
That was in Mountain View with the lions. It was like the cool thing. So then we got this and we sold it to what seemed like a nice, loving couple, and their initials were actually A&W. So that's just wonderful.
Gotcha.
They admit it, Highland Mountain.
Okay, so why would they all be dead though? The people that are, what happened to them?
Well, you see, the tomb was opened in 1922.
So, but are you sure they're all dead? Because that was like 19. I mean, because it's like 2024, so that was only like 98 years ago. So
that would be 102 years.
Could have.
Not
yeah,
that
right.
Everyone in the world's alive at that time, just the people who went in.
Right.
The people that were involved in opening the tomb.
So did you research this? Is this a research thing?
I'm just taking it on faith.
So there could be some.
Well, I know Howard Carter's dead. I know Lord Carnarvon's dead. I'm pretty sure.
So okay, wait a minute. So what if somebody had a newborn baby
and that baby was involved in opening the tomb?
And that baby was there.
Not just there, involved in opening the tomb.
Yeah, it was a very small opening.
He held the chisel. Yeah,
couldn't get in, so they had to find a newborn baby to fit because that was the only
he had the chisel. He held the chisel as they were breaking through the plaster.
So you don't know that they're all dead.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Ask me.
Could have been a baby.
Ask me.
What if there was a baby?
He's dead too.
The baby's dead.
The baby's dead, Michael.
Oh my God.
It was a mosquito bite that got infected, and things were tougher back then.
Was it Zika virus?
Well, actually, Lord Carnarvon, he had an insect bite that he had cut open shaving, and that infection led to his downfall.
Now, I heard a tabloid that Jack Daniels kicked the bucket by kicking his safe with his toe, stubbing his big toe, and so bad that he had to have surgery on it, got infected, and then he died of sepsis from the surgery.
Oh my goodness!
I think it's probably because he was a drunk.
You know what?
Could have been liver cirrhosis.
Maybe it was listeria.
Yeah, led to poor healing and what have you.
That was like the. You guys remember the Super Size Me?
Yeah, I love that. We ate carrots while we watched the show.
So you realize that guy was like a binge drinker while he was filming that, right?
No.
You've never heard this?
No.
So, there's a scene when he goes to the doctor and the doctor looks at his liver panel and says that your liver panel is already, and you can only do this by drinking. And he said, no, I wasn't drinking. He was drinking like a bottle of vodka a day while filming this show.
Why?
Because he was an alcoholic.
Oh.
But he didn't put that in the movie. He never mentioned that in the movie that his liver was the way it was because he was drinking a bottle of vodka in a day. He said, oh, it must be the McDonald's. Ah.
That is cuckoo pants. I did not know that.
Yes. Things are never as they seem.
Why, wizard? Why? I just want to go home.
Right? Can we all just go to the place?
So I want to go back to my A&W.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
All right.
So we sell the big, historic, awesome sign to this couple,
Okay.
who then put it on top.
Time out. What were their names?
One was A and one was W.
Amy and Wendy.
Oh, Amy and Wendy. Okay. Well,
Together
I
they
wasn't
make
about to
A&W.
go and
Well, that was
and
why
their
the sign was important to
business.
them.
I guess. Okay, Amy and Wendy. Oh, because they're two girls. Did you want to highlight that?
No, but I already mentioned that they met at Highland Mountain.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyways,
Highland Mountain is a correctional facility
For the ladies.
for the ladies.
So,
And some, well, no, never mind.
so they put the big sign above their garage, kind of like how you would like a buck with antlers or whatnot.
Mhm.
And then the next time I saw that sign was in the news with a news article about how one of them, let's say Amy, got upset at Wendy and set the house on fire with Wendy inside.
God. Are you fucking serious?
And the picture in the newspaper was the A&W sign all up in flames. So I took a picture of that and posted it to my store. And I said, this is why we can't have nice things.
Oh my God.
I don't know that she intentionally burned her house down, but her actions negligently led to the house burning down.
That is insane.
Yeah. So one of them back in Highland Mountain, from what I understand.
I would think so. Well, okay. So yeah, those folks did not on the yeah. Okay.
They're not what you call winners.
On the steady course.
Yeah.
Yes. They're not on the straight and
They're
narrow.
not on the straight and narrow.
No.
They're not exactly what
They're
you call
more on
winners.
Winners.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, I just
So I
knocked
was
over
sad.
Carl. Ah,
Oh no.
Carl.
Carl! Shut up, Carl.
I grabbed this today because I love this thing. Actually, this is one of my favorite Michael pieces. Actually, Darth Vader.
What
with
happened to the Death Star? Shut
Shut up, Carl.
As Darth Vader's drinking.
Oh my goodness.
Darth Vader
Yeah.
was also a drunk.
Do you know if that article's still up about the A&Ws or
It's got to be there in archives.
yeah. Probably on ADN.
I have a picture of it so I can find out the date it was aired.
Probably ADN. Will,
Yeah.
now I can't put it back. My screw. Oh, it's down low. Oh, that's right. The screw is like way down here.
But yeah, that was a sad day, when you're like, oh,
Yes.
that, it's like I'm flirting with a girl. So Michael's like, oh, Jody. And I'm feeling awesome, making a great sale. And they had come to the store and was like waving at our cameras to like try to see if we could get to the store early to sell this to them. They were so happy that one day and then not so much.
Oh, the happier times.
And I don't get it. I mean, I get it's probably because there was alcohol or drugs involved, but girls don't fight.
Probably. Yes, they do.
Well,
Yes, they do.
I don't. I'm on the straight and narrow.
Oh, you are very much on the straight and narrow, Jody.
I'm a special education teacher. Kiss my feet.
Goodness. Are you looking for it, Michael? You
I'm
trying
looking,
to find it
yeah.
there? Okay. All right. Cool.
Can you tell? Because he was abashed and Computer
And
light.
white light all of a sudden. Yeah.
Abashed, not abashed.
Abashed. Oh my goodness. So there was some other good news this week.
What?
Just came out like today.
Today?
Today.
Oh. What was it?
CNN sucks.
Oh.
So it's like breaking news.
Oh, yeah, no, but
All
they
right,
really
show
suck.
us.
A Florida jury just ruled against CNN for $5 million in compensatory damages for defamation. It will now decide how much to award in punitive damages.
Oh.
Because
Nice.
the jury decided that not only did they defame this guy, that they severely defamed him enough that they need to be punished.
And what was the case about? Who were they
So,
going after?
Let's take a look at this. So this was a guy named now I can't remember his name. Young. His last name was Young.
Okay.
So basically, let's kind of take a look at one of the original segments. So this is the segment on the top, or
Okay.
because they ran the story a few times about this guy who was in Afghanistan. Okay, so basically, this guy was in Afghanistan.
I'll have to catch up.
After the, where are you going?
I'll be back.
Okay.
Tell me.
So after the Afghanistan withdrawal, and the country wasn't doing anything to get people out of Afghanistan that they said they would have gotten out of Afghanistan, there was people who basically were doing it for a fee. Most of the time, there were like corporations or this people that they were trying to get out had backing, right? Had support from corporations or whatever. And because it's expensive to put somebody into Afghanistan and either drive them out across the border or fly them out. I mean, you're in a country with no rules right now going on. So you're very much risking everything to get these people out. So it's expensive. Okay. Right. CNN decided that no, that was a black market. And it was, it was nefarious. And they showed this one guy's face, basically made him the face of this entire thing, saying that he was scamming Afghans and everything. Oh yeah. So
nearly 3 months after the fall of Afghanistan, many Afghans are still desperate to leave. CNN's.
We noticed they've got Afghans trying to flee Taliban face black markets, exorbitant fees, and no guarantee of safety or success. Right. So this cryon ran for the entire segment.
Alex Marquardt found a black market ready to take advantage.
We Skyped with a father of 3 in Kabul who had just met with a man offering to get them on an evacuation flight list. What is the U.S. doing that you know of to try to get you and your family out?
Unfortunately, they are not doing.
So put it there. The government has left these people. Our government has left these people behind. They said, sorry,
wow, that sucks.
Sorry, everything's, we're gone. We're out. We can't help you.
Now, anything up to 31st, they said everything is closed and it's finished. We did not receive anything back from U.S. Embassy or from any other organization.
So he went online and found a man named Zachary Young.
So Zachary Young, they make him the entire focus of this story. One guy.
Okay. Who was one of many advertising evacuations from Afghanistan, posting just this week, "We can deliver." One LinkedIn user posted messages with Young, where Young said it would be $75,000 for a car to Pakistan. He told another it would be $14,500 per person to get to the United Arab Emirates, or Albania for another $4,000. Prices well beyond the reach of most Afghans.
So they got
Now, hold on for a second. I do understand, because I watched like 1 or 2 of war movies, that as you go to each section, you have to pay a person for that. So you have to know the cost ahead of who you have to pay and bribe. So it's not money going directly to you. It's money that's being used along the trip that they're guiding you through. So I just want to throw that out there, that it's not that I know that.
Young's number and called, but he didn't pick up.
So this came into the trial too. So this part right here, he says he's calling the number that's linked to this guy, Zachary Young. All
In a
right.
text message, he told CNN that Afghans trying to leave are expected to have sponsors pay for them. If someone reaches out, we need to understand if they have a sponsor behind them to be able to pay evacuation costs, which Young says are highly volatile and based on environmental realities. Young repeatedly declined to break.
Young, they're making this entire story about this one guy.
Mm-hmm.
They even said at the beginning, there's many of these people.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I
but
heard
they
that.
pointed out this guy.
Down the costs or say if he's making money.
And our thanks to Alex Markward for that eye-opening report.
And before.
So let's take a look at when they decided, their legal department decided after Zachary Young said, "Hey, what are you doing this to me? Why is my face all over CNN? Why do you have this cryon of black markets and all this stuff? I can't get work now. I can't get work as a contractor. I can't, you've basically made it so I can't work." This is what they posted.
A correction. In November, we ran a story about Afghans desperate to flee the country who face paying high sums beyond the reach of average Afghans. The story included a lead-in and banner throughout the story that referenced a black market. The use of the term black market in the story was an error. The story included reporting on Zachary Young, a private operator who had been contacted by family members of Afghans trying to flee the country. We did not intend to suggest that Mr. Young participated in a black market. We regret the error, and to Mr. Young, we apologize.
That's their big apology to ruining this guy's life.
Sounds pretty.
Yep.
And that aired one time at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So the
So did Zachary go to court?
Oh, yes. They actually took it to trial. CNN thought that they could get away with
these top
taking
dogs
this
do.
to trial. Right. And so so the judge was not. So basically, he got pissed off a few times. Let's see. Especially at that CNN's defense, right?
Because I want to see this.
So let's set this up. They had this form or this thing that Zachary had signed to try and keep his security clearance, right?
Okay.
And it's held with this other company, something global. I don't remember the global. So they held the security clearance. The defense for CNN made it sound like they had this document that Zachary had, that he was actually working for this global thing. And so they call it that while he was on the stand, they're trying to impeach him and cross-examine him with this document and called him a liar multiple times in front of the jury. It turns out this form was something he signed and sent to the other company to try and keep his security clearance. He actually didn't have his security clearance since 2022. CNN knew this, but still tried to tried to call him a liar in front of the jury. Wow. And so now they got busted for it. So here's the judge. Let me turn this up because it's a little low. So bear with me. Actually, I better share it too.
Yeah.
And share the right tab. Let me do all this right.
Send it off. It's within a company's possession, custody, or control. What is my discovery obligation to go to their records, dig through their files, and find a copy of a document I signed several years ago?
That's not what I was suggesting, Your Honor.
It was. It was. You said he can't shirk his discovery responsibilities by signing a document, sending it off, and then say, I don't have it.
He had it, is what I'm saying.
I get the court reporter to read back exactly what you said, but I think I verbatim said exactly what you said.
Your Honor, the point I'm trying to make.
I'm tired of these blatant misrepresentations that are being made, and they're being made by both y'all. And maybe they're not 100% lies, maybe they're leaving out a little bit of the truth in making representations, so you can carefully say, well, I didn't exactly say that. But you said he's lied to it because he doesn't have any work, but you had no proof that he had work because you're arguing that he signed a security agreement so they could hold his security clearance. But I didn't lie and say you had work. All right, we're taking a break. I'm going to go read this real quick.
So he did go read it. He did go read it. The defense attorney actually did say you called him a liar multiple times, and then basically he said this too. Hang on, let me get this one up.
Excuse the jury conflicts Mr. Axelrod with the argument you made today to me. The argument you were making when we were arguing about the document last week, you were suggesting that, oh, we got the smoking gun. This is the crucial document in our case. I don't know how many times I've heard that from both sides in this case. The crucial witness. Like every document, the thousands of documents we have in evidence in this case are the crucial documents. But this was being represented as, oh, this just fell out of the sky.
He's mad, and this judge is mad. I mean, he's mad. I mean, you can't really. I mean,
the same thing we're accusing them of being bad people to do, and I take that as a complete insult to me, as the court in this case. And
yeah, when you're an attorney and you're being told that you're insulting the judge, not what you want to hear,
No.
right, Michael?
No, probably not.
Not a good look.
you were saying that he completely lied and misrepresented, despite the fact he acknowledged that he had a security clearance with Global, which again is another misrepresentation to the court, which supports your argument that you were being made. So right now, your credibility with me, Mr. Axelrod, is about none.
When you hear from a judge too that your credibility is none,
yeah,
that's
you
not a good look either.
might want to have, your counsel partner take over.
Yes.
I have lost the edge
Yep.
here.
So let me find, I had it saved, but let's find the part where they actually show the juries.
And this is after CNN's not done paying off that kid from Covington High School.
Yeah. So this is huge, and we'll get into it a little bit. Here's the.
Is that correct?
Pardon me?
I said I understand.
What'd I do? What did I do? Sorry. So, yeah. What's your first impression there while I find this thing again?
I see again, the big dog thinking that they could take on, that they're impenetrable.
Yeah, no, exactly. And they were so
The bravado.
watching some of this trial and the people that testified for CNN. So you saw the apology that they put up, right?
Yeah.
Most of the producers and the people that testified said, we did not agree that we needed to apologize. That was a legal decision. Everything that we did, we stand by, and we would do it again.
Really?
Is what they said. That's what they said in trial. Reached
the verdict. Is that correct?
I love the Jake Tapper in the side too, because Jake Tapper was actually he was the first one that ran this thing. It showed up on his show on the lead.
Oh,
I
And
understand y'all have reached a verdict.
there were emails, so they got discovery. Discovery usually is what gets you. There were emails talking about Zachary Young, calling him an MFer, saying that they were going to nail him, they were going to get him,
wow.
and they still thought they could win.
All right. You have
So
verdict
here's
form
the
with you.
jury verdict.
Can you hand that to the bailiff, please?
And we'll kind of speed this up a little bit so we get through it. Read it.
Chipmunks when they talk.
The clerk of the
Yeah,
public.
right? No,
In the
actually not.
Of the 14th Judicial Circuit in Fort Bay County, Florida. Case number 22-608CA, Zachary Young plaintiff versus Cable News Network Inc. defendant. Verdict form number 1. Do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation per se against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes.
Yes.
Number 2, do you find by the greater weight of the evidence that defendant CNN committed defamation by implication against plaintiff Zachary Young? Yes.
Woohoo!
Number 3, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for both lost earnings in the past and for the loss of his earning capacity in the future, reduced by the amount that plaintiff could have earned from comparable employment? $4 million.
$4 million.
Number 4, what is the total amount of plaintiff Zachary Young's damages for pain and suffering, mental anguish, inconvenience, injury to reputation, and loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life that he sustained in the past and that he has sustained for the future? $1 million.
$1 million. So we're up to $5 million. Okay. This is the next part.
Do you find by clear and convincing evidence that punitive damages are warranted against defendant CNN? Yes.
Okay. So yes, punitive damages are necessary. So they went into the back, and the judge said, okay, we're going to go on to phase 2. This is the punitive damages part of the trial. He was asking for $1 billion.
Oh,
I mean, the part of punitive damages is you got to learn from it.
Yes.
So
that's what the judge said. They said you cannot bankrupt them,
okay.
but you have to teach them a lesson. So they had people come and testify, and then they were going to get some more people to come and testify. CNN saw the jury's faces. CNN realized that, okay, we're about to get hammered.
We shouldn't have done that.
So they settled the punitive damages. They came to an agreement. It is a confidential agreement,
Okay.
so we don't know exactly how much in punitive damages that
I
they
hate those
were able to
NDAs.
thing. But understand, it's probably pushing 3-digit million. Because I would think that they would be on the line for. I would think the jury could have gone $150 million in punitive damages.
I would hope it's more than the Nick Sandman decision.
Yeah, no, exactly.
'Cause
So
that's just about the same thing, it sounds like.
So I'm thinking that, I mean, and it could be as low as 50. I mean, when you start to talk about that much money, you see it starts to get kind of silly. All right. Like, but, you know, one of the arguments that CNN made was you can't hit us for too much because we're already struggling anyway.
And that's your house of cards falling in on
Aren't you
itself.
struggling at your own?
That's your card house falling down.
Your own
Yes.
actions.
It is a combination of your own actions, people tuning you out, and people cutting the cord and going to other places because CNN is getting. So here's one of the. So CNN's lawyer argues against the network being hit with punitive damages by saying it had harmed the company financially and hindered its ability to report on major breaking news events like wildfires and crosses across the globe.
Well, we can't trust CNN to report on those anyways,
Right.
faithfully. So no, you don't get to.
Exactly.
Other news organizations will cover them.
Yeah.
You're not the only dog in town.
No, exactly. But I mean, it's refreshing that a jury.
Yes, I do appreciate that the common man can use the law to whip the big man.
Yeah, and defamation is really, really hard to prove,
especially with freedom of the press.
Correct.
And they actually did publish a retraction.
Yes.
So they still got.
Right. One of the things I think he had going for him was he was not a public figure.
He was an everyman.
When you are a public figure, the burden is a lot harder to prove defamation.
You have to assume some sort of scrutiny just because there's going
It's not
to
my
be
problem that you're famous.
people in the public. Yeah, there's going to be people in the public that oppose whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
And there's going to be, there's parody laws that, if you're a public person, you have to, a public person has to show real tangible losses, right?
That someone, that a reasonable person would believe.
Correct. That a reasonable person would believe. They have to, and that was one of the reasons that, what was
Clinton
it?
v. Falwell.
Yeah, the Falwell thing came out. Like he sued for defamation when there was, what was it? It was like him coming out of a, no,
it was him having an incestuous relationship with his mother.
Yes.
And it was a parody of a known Campari liquor ad that was running. So it was made to look like the Campari ad that's in other magazines when people talk about their first time having Campari liquor.
Right.
But this was Falwell having an incestuous relationship with his mother in an outhouse.
Yes.
And that part of the decision was that a reasonable person has to believe it's true for it to be defamation.
That
and
actually
no one would.
That actually went all the way to the Supreme Court. That went all the way to the Supreme Court. A case about somebody making a parody thing of somebody having an incestuous relationship with their mother in an outhouse.
A reverend.
Reverend Jerry Falwell. Yes, correct.
And if you think about it, no one would believe that.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. You know it's parody. You know it's parody immediately, right? So,
wow.
So for that, Falwell doesn't have standing to sue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's
like when Saturday Night Live makes fun of you.
Yep. So the court felt the high bars for actual and expressed malice were met because of internal CNN messages that were extremely vicious towards Young. Correspondent Alex Marquette, the primary reporter, expressed in a message to his college that he wanted to nail this Zachary Young MFer and thought the story would be Young's funeral. On that declaration of wanting to nail Young, CNN editor Matthew Phillips responded, "Gonna hold you to that, cowboy." Alongside Marquette, CNN editor Fuzz Hogan, who's a member of CNN's internally lauded triad of editor, legal, and standards practices oversight personnel, described Young as a shit. And then they also had a moment in trial where you saw the phone call, right? The guy said, "Oh yeah, we tried to call Zachary Young and anything." And then what you didn't see in here was when he hung up, he says, "Theater." As soon as he hangs up, he says that. And of course, that was not broadcast because that was, part of the outtakes. Oh. He says, "Theater." And so they're like, "You didn't really actually try and call him, did you? You didn't want to call him." So it's good that these guys got caught
and held to it.
To a standard.
It's rare that happens.
Yes. It is very rare that happens, that we get something. So, okay. As we move on to another topic here, are you any TikTok users in the crowd here? Jody, are you a TikToker?
Not by the end of the week.
Are you a TikToker watcher?
No. Sorry, no.
You
never.
Don't go on TikTok. Michael, you're not a TikToker.
We rock and roll.
So there's a couple of funny things happening. One, the Supreme Court today upheld the ruling.
Yes, they did.
And not only did they uphold it, it was 9-0, right?
Wow, that's some serious.
So
numbers.
This was not a split decision by the court at all. This was a unanimous decision by the court stating that what was passed is absolutely constitutional. And at TikToks, let's see, I read legal opinion. What you should know, TikToks lost almost every single argument they made. It was a 9-0 ruling, so that makes a big difference. The app gathered data that other apps normally consider off limits, including the content of a user's private messages and the full contents of the user's device contacts.
Yeah, man.
And it's the last part that concerns SCOTUS justices the most. If you have an email contact who has a TikTok account, China has your name, email, and possibly your phone number, photo, and more.
Yep.
Chinese law requires that its social media companies, including TikTok and its parent company ByteDance, assist or cooperate with the Chinese government intelligence work and to ensure that Chinese government. Congress and the FBI is worried that this info and more could be used for spying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right, so we're banning TikTok because of China and because all this information is going to China.
Right.
So guess what young folks that are scared that they're going to lose their TikTok are doing?
What about this?
Yes, they're going to this place called Red Note.
Yes!
Which is even worse.
Yes! It was like a scam.
Oh, it's actually run by the CCP. It's like China.
My coworker. She's a TikTok person. So she did this. She went to the Facebook, but she saw, that shit's in Chinese or Korean. I ain't going there.
Yeah, exactly.
And so she stopped.
Oh my gosh. This is shit that's getting posted. This is people in the military, in the United States military, posting to Red Note.
Oh my God.
I mean,
for breakfast, we'll do something cool, like have a.
Are we this dumb?
Are we this
really
dumb?
this dumb as a society that we can go and
this is crazy.
I mean, so we can't get on TikTok because, so we're going to go on this other app that's 100% freaking
something not American.
I can't even.
Something
man.
that's not apple pie.
I'm like, what is going on?
It's cray.
What in the world are we doing? I mean, and the Red Note app, it was just. Nobody else could hear that, just us. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to turn it off now. So like, it wasn't like a coordinated thing. This is a viral thing. Someone say, okay, here's this other app in China that will let you post videos, and it went viral.
Yep.
And people went, okay, sign me up. And
yeah.
And then it's even worse because they like crack down on what people can post. And so people would start posting like, LGBT friendly stuff, and they get banned because it's shit's not legal in China.
No.
And the Chinese people were like, what is going on?
They'll kill you.
All of a sudden our app is getting run over by all these Americans. What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they like segmented this whole section of it just for the Americans, but they're getting all of our stuff again.
Oh man. That's why we have a used furniture store and a non-smart home. I mean,
I have to admit, I do more of, I kind of do the smart home thing.
And everybody does. Michael and I are just two different ducks.
No,
I don't know. Maybe Michael would do it if he had a different gal who was into that.
Kat is not really about it either. I mean, she won't give her name to our Alexa doesn't know her name.
Yeah.
She won't do it. I'm like, my philosophy is it's already out there, whatever. Just take it.
I can understand.
Take it and shove it. And I'm going to scream and yell all about it. I'm going to give it to you, but I'm also going to yell about it.
Use it.
I'm going to yell about it, and I'm going to.
Yeah, I've just never been a girl to go off venturing off my path. I'm just off in my land.
Right.
I wouldn't mind an Alexa or Siri or whatever, assuming I could just answer or ask it just the random questions that come in my mind all the time.
Yeah.
And, just do it my Michael way. And that'd be fun, but that's not worth setting up Alexa to do it.
Right.
Right. It's so. This is Li.
This is a sad
Li
person.
Jingjing. Li Jingjing is a Chinese journalist, world traveler, right? This is her ex profile. Commenter on international affairs. This is why U.S. is banning TikTok or anything from China. Just simple chats with average Chinese people made numerous people in the U.S. aware of how toxic their system is. So she's saying that China is so much better.
It's helping Americans realize.
So this woman says, let me go back. Where was it? Darn it. People don't have to work 40 hours a week in China. This is what this person believes because they've seen some of this stuff on Red Note. They think China is this wonderful place where there is no poverty, where nobody has to.
No class system, no caste system.
Everybody works like 30 hours a week or 20 hours a week.
I don't think that's the China I know.
Please stay for this because I've reached the part in this whole class consciousness part where I'm just filled with the most impotent rage.
person has bought the candy that our system is so horrible and China's is so much better.
Impotent rage.
I'm talking that white hot, I need to sink my teeth into something and scream kind of rage. Because
She's
You need to
mad.
go back to class.
that it never had to be this hard for us. Like, what do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries?
I'm not gonna go for the whole thing because this person is a complete fucking idiot.
The 20s are tough for a lot of people, you know.
So
right.
Just so we know that this Li Jing person, right? Li Jingjing,
Is a propagandist.
is a self-claimed Chinese journalist. Article 7 of the PRC's national intelligence law states that all organizations and citizens should support, assist, and cooperate with national intelligence. So she's basically an influence peddler.
Propagandist.
Okay.
Right.
She's the pretty face on the big lie.
Yeah. So somebody even asked her.
Try to, like, go
And she's
after
broadcasting the lie.
not Jackie Chan. Bruce Lee was from China, right?
Bruce Lee was from Hong Kong.
But they were trying to get him.
And he was an American citizen.
Right. They had a whole big problem trying to get him to come back and trying to be for them. And
he didn't go back to China. He went to Macau, which was at the
Right.
time under the rule of Portugal.
But didn't the Chinese government, isn't it like one of those, like maybe the Chinese government assassinated him?
Not likely,
No.
because they would, in that case, they would have assassinated him in Macau, which was Portugal.
Look at me
property.
spreading false information on the internet.
Misinformation.
Bruce Lee took some medication that wasn't prescribed to him that someone gave him in combination with alcohol and died from the drug interaction.
Like
Yep.
like so many people do. That's
Yeah.
a sad way of going.
So this
He had a
person-
headache or something, and the lady said, "Here, take these."
Bobby,
After he had already
Bob!
had stuff to drink that day. That's like the easy Cliff Notes version of his death. He fell into a mysterious coma and died. Yeah, okay.
Oh, gotcha. What?
Oh, Michael and I love this movie. Independently loved it. SLC Punk.
Okay.
And one of the characters, Heroin Bob, the reason that they named him that is because he's terrified of needles. So he never takes drugs. He's straight
Right.
edge. He just drinks.
Yep.
And he dies because somebody gave him a prescription pill.
Oh no.
And he drank it with
When
alcohol.
at night when he had a headache.
Oh, good
He's
grief.
got a headache. And then heroin, and then the main character, Matthew Lillard's like, Bobby. And yeah,
Oh, I got
made me sad.
Only posers die.
Only posers die.
You're my only friend.
You're my only friend. Oh my God.
It was a pretty good scene. Yeah, for acting.
That's pretty good.
You fucker. Yeah, this is like so God. It's a good movie. It's good. And I loved how, like, when Michael and I met, there were a couple things that we actually both like: Red Hot Chili Peppers, Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz, SLC Punk. There are quite a few things that we just connected on.
Connected to.
But Michael and I are still very, very different, but our
Mhm.
souls connected, which is why we're soulmates. You know, we can handle each other, but it was cool.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
I get to use the punk rocker thing for a lot of my actions. Like, why'd you do that? Punk rock.
Punk rock, damn it.
Uh,
You don't have to follow rules.
just
Oh,
makes
my
everyone's
goodness.
life around you much harder.
Punk rock.
So
Yeah.
on a closing
So
note,
there's
what do we
no-
got for closing notes? Favorite John Cusack movie?
Oh no. Well, maybe.
No.
I don't know.
What else? Well, so we got California's burning up. We talked about that last week.
Oh, it's still
burning
California.
up.
California's going to be a mess. It's just
California is
going
going
to
to have a new birth.
Right. Okay, so we do. Okay, so this real quick here. Biden is leaving office.
Right.
So he has decided that he needs to ratify the 28th Amendment.
Yeah. What was this about?
Him being wrong again.
Yeah. Today, I'm affirming what I have long believed that 3/4 of the states have ratified. The 28th Amendment is the law of the land. And
It
so
would be if
a
there was
bunch-
a 28th Amendment.
So a bunch of Democrats are going around saying that the 28th Amendment is actually an amendment to the Constitution. Even though the archivist, so here's the reader adds context notes. The Archivist of the United States, charged with publishing ratified amendments, has confirmed that the Equal Rights Amendment was not ratified. And based on that analysis on a binding legal precedent, there is no 28th Amendment. This doesn't exist. It didn't get ratified correctly.
Yeah, it did not meet the timeline. It did not meet the extended timeline.
When did the 28th Amendment get created?
It did not.
It was attempted to in the 60s, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it addressing?
Equal rights.
Equal rights for women.
It's not a bad call. The what would be the 28th here, but the 3/4 was it of the states did not sign on to it in the 7-year period.
Is it because they didn't like it?
No, it's not like this was for whatever reason they didn't. I mean,
exactly.
I can't really explain what Arkansas, why they make the decisions they do.
But it was on equal rights, and they didn't like it.
Of course, the Kamala Harris had to jump in too. That Equal Rights Amendment is the 28th Amendment, and it's the law of the land. What?
Except they just said it wasn't.
God. How do these? I mean,
She's a lawyer.
It's not.
He's a lawyer.
It absolutely is not the law of the land. There is no 28th Amendment to the Constitution. You can't just proclaim
that's always been in arguments and conversations since the 70s?
Maybe. I mean, I haven't heard about it for a long, long time.
But for some reason,
and after a while, the other states that hadn't signed on yet had other state business to go do. So it wasn't really.
Well, each state should address its own equal rights.
And they have.
Precedences.
Yeah, exactly.
Each state should have laws addressing, all protections.
And this may not even pass. This may not even pass judicial scrutiny if it was signed on.
And so let's say that, I mean, because let's say you go to make an argument now that the 28th Amendment, is a lawyer going to go up and say, well, because President Biden said it's a thing, now I can argue that the 28th Amendment exists in my legal challenges.
He also said he wasn't senile.
The judges are going to go, oh, shut up.
No, they're going to look to the letter of the law.
Oh, I didn't even.
What?
So there was an interview. All right, the last thing for today, and I don't know if I can find it or not. There's an interview with Mike Johnson, who's the Speaker of the House, who was who was talking to the president. Oh, here it is, right here. And I'm going to get this onto this next week. So check this out. Speaker Johnson said that.
Share.
Oh, share. Thank you. That
is the worst president in the history of this country.
In January 2024, when Johnson and Biden were alone in the Oval Office, the president couldn't recall an important executive order he'd signed 3 weeks earlier. Johnson recalled telling Biden, "Sir, why did you pause LNG, liquid natural gas, exports to Europe? Liquefied natural gas is in great demand by our allies. Why would you do that?" Biden, according to Johnson, was stunned. "I didn't do that." He genuinely didn't know that they had given him an executive order to pause LNG shipments to Europe.
Just letting the senile king sign whatever documents put in front of him.
Told him to sign this. He did. And 3 weeks later, he denied doing it.
Wow.
So that's what we've been dealing with for years.
Sure, absolutely. Other people running the government,
Yeah, I've said it for 4 years. It's like no one listened to me.
Yep.
Oh,
shadow government.
People were listening. They just,
nothing to be done.
You're getting gaslit by CNN. I mean, CNN was like, "Oh no, he's fine."
Yeah.
If you say he's not fine, then you're a bad person.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, don't believe your own lying eyes about the senile man in charge.
Lying eyes.
Look, he's not in charge.
They're watching you. They say your every move, baby.
It's like Biden didn't get elected president. All of his handlers did.
Pretty much. We don't even know who it is. But anyway.
Well, we know he's not, so that means
we know there's a bunch of different people doing it. Mostly Obama.
I mean,
it's all Obama.
Thanks to put him in charge of picking dessert.
Are you having fun there, John?
I am. I love that song. That's
So what is your favorite John Cusack movie?
Say anything.
Say anything.
Really?
I was answering for it. That wasn't mine.
What is yours, Michael?
I like Grosse Point Blank. Yes, Grosse Point Blank.
All right. Mine's Better Off Dead.
Yep. Classic.
That would be my best.
But yeah, Michael knows mine is Say Anything. And then the other reason I knew that Michael and I were forever mates was that John Cusack's favorite band is The Clash. And so he always wears a band t-shirt or something. So all my childhood, I'm watching him wearing this band shirt, and my husband's going to like the band.
Clash rocks.
I like to guess. I agree
I got
with
so
that.
excited. We were watching Ted Lasso, and one of the news reporters was wearing a Cure shirt, and I was like, "Oh!" It just made me really happy.
That's awesome.
Okay, you're arguing with the British press about Joe Walsh versus Jimmy Page, and who's a better guitarist.
Oh God,
it was
really
just hilarious.
Oh my God, yeah.
What you're saying?
All right,
guys.
This chicken's going to roost.
Okay, we will see you. I'll see you on
Tuesday.
Let's do it tomorrow.
Maybe Monday. I don't know. We'll see. Because Monday is the inauguration.
Is that okay day?
And it's the inauguration day.
Yeah, big day.
It is. There's a lot of stuff
President
going on.
Clinton will no longer be the oldest living former president.
No, no, he will not.
I'm sure that'll make him happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was Jimmy Carter until a couple weeks ago.
Right.
It was.
And then-
Okay, kids.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Rock and roll.